guys, welcome back to Deathmark. This is CJ your gamer girl signing on. So, last episode, we basically saved Shimio and beat chapter 2. Mashita ended up leaving since what he was trying to find out, he got his answer. And Christy was not saved, meaning Shimio wasn't the one that gave her the mark. We found out about a ghost that helps people find things called Hanayome, who apparently only just recently started giving marks, because the ghost has been around for 5 years, and the mark stuff apparently started recently. So we've got Eita, Suzu, and of course Christy. I decided to go against my better judgment of bringing children to dangerous places and partnered up with Suzu because she has far more spirit power than Christy does. So if there's any need for that kind of stuff, then she's, yeah. Alright. Let's head for the park first. I see a small park tucked between all the looming apartment buildings. There's no one here. I guess everyone's already asleep. I'm sure that's the telephone booth from the rumors. Rumors say the phone's supposed to ring if you wait by it for a while. I'm guessing waiting outside doesn't count. Yeah, I think you're right. When I called her, it didn't ring until I went inside. But the booth is too small for 2 people. Either I or Suzu will have to go in. Should I go in? No, I'll go in. I can't stand around and make a kid do this. It's cramped inside and almost impossible to move around. I'd be a sitting duck if a spirit attacked me while I'm in here. The clouded glass makes it hard to see outside. That just makes me more nervous. I wonder how long I have to wait until the phone rings. To pass the time, I glance around the inside of the booth. There's a poster attached to the window. Young woman kidnapped. A young local woman was kidnapped close to this location. If you were a witness to this crime, please notify the police, MPD. This is dated 5 years ago. Looks like something terrible happened here. The phone begins to ring. I hesitantly reached out and picked it up. The only sound I hear is the dial tone. No one's speaking. What's going on? Suddenly, there's a strange noise. A crunching, smacking, like the sound of saliva as someone chews. Did you see it? Tucked in the smacking is a woman's voice. The voice is creepy, cold, and chills me down to the bone. Is this Hanayome? Did you see it? She asked a second time. The rumor mentioned that I should say, I haven't seen it. Very seriously, I say, I haven't seen it. What do you want to see? It's going exactly as the rumor said. Hanayome is supposed to tell you the location of whatever you're looking for. Christy told me to ask about the Buddha statues that were stolen from each shrine. I'll give it a try. Buddha statues. Lord Buddha. Doesn't your arm already have the mark of the Buddha on it? Tell me, you want a new Buddha? Why are you doing that? Tell me. Well, tell me. Tell me, tell me. Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. The line goes dead. The woman's scream is still ringing in my ears. I feel sick. Must be because of my brush with that blood-curdling insanity. Why didn't she answer my question? What was different from when the others asked? The mark on my arm burns dully, like it's reminding me it exists. Maybe this is why she was acting strangely. And she did say something to the effect that Buddha gave me this mark. Was she just too insane to differentiate between Buddha and a monstrous spirit? Or is this mark really the work of divine wrath from the Buddha statues? I wait a while longer, but the phone doesn't ring again. There's no point in staying in here. As soon as I leave the booth, Suzu comes up to me. You don't look good. Did something happen in there? I tell Suzu about my conversation with Hanayome. I wonder what's going on. She answered my question okay. Suzu's brow furrows in confusion. Do you want to see about the other telephone box? Maybe some clues are there. Or you could try it one more time there. There's no time to get lost in thought. The last phone booth is at the Teen Mountain rest area in the other direction. We'll head there after stopping at the mansion. It's probably wise to ask Marion what she knows since it's on the way. I tell Mary what happened at the phone box. You say Hanayome acted strangely. She called the spirit that cursed you with your mark, Buddha. I cannot say I know what she saw, but from what you said, she will likely not respond to your question. That does not mean she does not understand you, however. Use any method available to obtain as much information as you can. Alright, let's head to the rest area. The phone booth stands solitary on the edge of the vacant rest area. An endless sea of trees stand behind it. Christy must have run into the forest after she heard the phone ring. I can hear a dog howl from nearby. It almost sounds sad, but I'm probably just imagining it. I feel like that dog's calling someone. I think it's looking for its master. Do you understand it? Kind of, yeah. We have a dog at home, too. And that one's not a regular dog. What do you mean? I'm pretty sure it's a spirit or ghost or something. Oh, oops. I'm only supposed to talk about that stuff with my mom's friends. People will think I'm weird if I do. But you understand, don't you? Yeah. Can she sense the supernatural? I'd always felt like something was different about her from the start. Anyway, mister, I think that's the telephone booth that's in the Hanayome rumors. Well, now that I'm here, I still have no idea why Hanayome hung up on me. I follow the rumors exactly. Where did I go wrong? I scratch my head. Don't adhere to the gossip. Defy it. Suddenly I hear that strange voice again. Gossip. In other words, the rumors. What'll happen if I don't follow the rumors? Suzu, go back to the car. There's something I want to try. But it might end up backfiring on me. Okay. Please be careful, mister. Oh, wait 1 second. I have a message from Eita. Hmm? Yeah, he says there's new info on Hanayome. Here it is. Suzu hands me a note written by Eita. Don't talk about eyes or things like that when you're on the phone with Hanayome. If the call goes sideways somehow, don't say I, okay? P.S. Best to avoid anything that even sounds like I. What? Don't say I. There's nothing else? No, that's all. But Eita said that he was sure it would help. But keep it in mind. Suzu returns to the car. I step inside and wait for the phone to ring. There's a poster in this booth, too. Just like the one at the park, it looks like it's been here for a few years. Help our investigation. On the night of 2/8/1990X, an assault took place in the forest nearby. If anyone has any info on this case, please notify H Police Department. February 8th, 5 years ago. I think the poster I saw in the park had the exact same date. Coincidence? The phone rings. I grab the receiver and slowly pick it up. I hear a noise like someone's chewing gum from the other end of the phone. An icy cold voice speaks. Did you see it? I saw it. You saw, didn't you? You saw that thing of me. The voice cuts off. Something outside collides violently with the glass of the booth, but I can't see it. Tell me, how did you see it? With your own eyes? Or eyeglasses? A telescope? My own eyes. Ron, okay. Telescope! Telescope! You saw it. You said you saw it. What color? A beautiful color. Red, pink, green? I think it was red? Ron, yeah, I'm dead. Suddenly the phone goes dead. Someone knocks on the glass doors. Is that a stranger passing by? I guess they're wondering what's going on with me. It's relieved to hear a normal person's voice. Yeah, sorry, it's nothing really. As I'm turning around, I feel the door of the booth violently fly open. Two dark, shadowy arms are the last thing my eyes see. The image burned into my retinas. Okay, right. Don't mention eyes. Alright, telescope. It sounds like something's searching around outside the phone box. Saw it, you said you saw it. What color? Beautiful color. Whew. You saw it. What kind of person are you? What's important to you? Your dreams, romance, love? Which do you choose? Dreams? Nope! Not dreams! Not dreams! But I survived. The phone goes dead. The next I know, the bloody handprint is gone, and so is the ominous presence. The questions she asked me were strange. She was particularly anxious about what I had seen. I think I did a good job of not mentioning anything like eyes in my answers. Overly conscious over being seen. Maybe that's where her secret lies. I exit the booth and Suzu rushes up to me. My mark suddenly started hurting. Did something happen? I tell Suzu about what happened to me in the telephone booth. I wonder what that was about. Guess there's no way she'd know the answer. Huh? There's something on the ground. Sure enough, there's a folded up piece of paper lying near the booth. Looks like a piece of stationery. I don't think it was there before I went into the phone box. I pick up the paper and open it. To Seiko, I'll dispel all of your heartache. So forget about that horrible incident and take your quiet rest up in heaven. An incident? The posters I saw in the telephone booths mentioned something like that too. Could they be connected? I ask Suzu what they think. Is it a coincidence? Or... Suzu worries at her lip. We've gone to all the boxes now, so should we go back? I want to share all this with Ada and Miss Christie. Yeah. We should probably head back for now. Seiko. Is that the real name of Hanayome? Oh, welcome back. Christie's there in the garage. She's going through the files full of articles on criminal cases. How'd the investigation go? Suzu and I tell Christie what we discovered. I see. I can see Christie's mind working. Hey, Mr. Norrison, you know those posters and that bit of stationery you found? Could they be linked to Hanayome? She might have been someone who was caught up in the incident and killed. And if that's the case, then... She glances over at the files. The dates were 5 years ago, right? Then there might be an article on what happened here in these files. Well, let's get Ada to help out too. Go get a move on. All four of us began reading through the files. The clippings range from the smallest dispute to the most heinous crime in each city. But they're all dated 5 years ago or earlier. Did they get stored in the garage because they're so old? After a while, I think I found it. The date matches the posters and the victim's name is Seiko. Suzu lays the file out on the desk and we all peer at it. The file has articles about an incident that happened 5 years ago. The victim's name was Seiko Hasegawa. Apparently she committed suicide in the forest by H Castle on the eve of her wedding. She was in her dress when she was found. Suzu, you probably shouldn't read it anymore. It's pretty bad. Thanks, Eita. But I want to know more about Hanayome. I feel like I need to do this. She's cringing, but she sounds determined. Between this and sneaking out at night, she's a surprisingly brave kid. It's rather odd for someone her age. I remember now. This happened back when I used to be a news anchor. Christie mutters just loud enough to hear. Then do you know the whole story? It was horrible. It's hard to recount. A woman was abducted by a gang while she was walking her dog. They brought her to the forest and assaulted her. People found her battered and staggering along the road the next day. The dog was run over and killed near the forest when it chased after them. That's horrifying. Yeah, but that wasn't the end of Seiko Hasegawa's misfortune. Eita somberly cuts in, his usual grin nowhere to be found. It's well known in some circles, but her assault was photographed. The pictures were sent to her fiancé. They threatened to make them public if he didn't pay up. I heard he gave them a ton of money to get the photos and the negatives. Is that true, Christie? Yeah, I heard that as well. Because of all that, Miss Seiko had a mental breakdown. And in the end, she hung herself. She'd been a serious, honest woman, so she just couldn't bear it. The cruel fate of a woman attacked before her wedding. We fall silent as that reality weighs on us. Suzu timidly speaks up, her face pale. Maybe there's a connection between what happened to Miss Hasegawa and Hanayome's phone boxes? According to the article, the incident that wrecked her life took place near each phone box. She was abducted by the park and assaulted by the rest area. She was found wandering near the parking lot by a highway. The phone booths connect Hanayome and Seiko Hasegawa. Coincidence sends a shiver down my spine. So now we found by the telephone booth. Did Seiko's fiance write it? Most likely. What's strange is it was there, and not where she committed suicide. Did Hanayome put it there? Maybe she was telling us something. I have no clue how spirits think, but if Suzu's right, then that note is an important clue for us. I seem to recall Miss Seiko's fiance was a famous musician. As a result, the case was widely publicized at the time. It happened right after they returned from a romantic trip to Greece. All the ladies were sobbing about how it made it all the more tragic. And the poor dog they brought on the trip died heroically as well. Where's the fiancé now? Well, he began acting strange due to the shock and then went missing. Some say her suicide was to follow him. But he wasn't the only one who disappeared. Sounds like all of the culprits went missing too. You hear about that online too? Well, something like that. The internet wasn't the same back then. There were only hubs. Hubs, like pre-internet chat rooms. Everyone was talking about it on the occult hubs back then. There was one person in the community who knew way too much. I think he was one of the culprits. He brought up a bunch of things like taking pictures and all that. And I bet those were the pictures of the assault. Yeah, that's right. After they were finished, those assholes got a camera out and took pictures of her, her face soaked with tears. The whole time she yelled, "Don't look, don't look." Don't look, huh? Hanayome has an extreme reaction to being seen by others. He kept going on about it night after night, till he suddenly stopped posting. People who knew him said they couldn't contact him at all. Those guys deserve to die, but it's still really creepy, you know? Suddenly, a line from the note pops into my head. I'll dispel all of your heartache. Hey, Christy. Do you happen to know exactly where in the forest Seiko killed herself? I was a reporter at the time, so I did go to the location. But that was 5 years ago, so I don't remember exactly. I feel like I went west from that big arc at the entrance. So you're really going to go? Yeah, we might be able to figure something out about Hanayome. Okay, mister. I'll do my best. To the forest we go. Hearing her speak, I had the impression that she'd been raised well, but now that I'm alone with her like this, it's not just that. She's... how do I put it? This is a little late, but I hope we get along. Should I call you Mr. Norrison? No, just, Mr. is fine. Having you call me by my first name is kinda... That's not your first name! I'm sorry, that was rude of me. That's right, she's strangely mature. Suzu. Is it alright if I call you that? Yeah, just Suzu's fine. Okay. So what do your parents do? Yeah, it's kind of out of the blue to ask that, but we might be in some life and death situations. Even if she's just a kid, I'd like to know what kind of person she is. Right now, I'm only living with my mom. She pushes herself every day. Pushes herself? Does that mean she's a career woman who works hard at a job? I see. Sorry for the random question. Not at all. She lives alone with her mother who works every day, which means she's basically living alone. That must be why she's so mature. Just then the tires hit a bump in the road. I could see a square gray object in the back seat through the rearview mirror. Is that thing back there yours? No, that's Ada's. He said it was a CD radio cassette player. A radio cassette player? Why? He said we might need music while we drive. Want to listen to something? No, I'll pass. The conversation grinds to a halt after that. It's like there's an invisible person between us. After falling silent a while, Suzu finally speaks up again. It only makes sense for the conversation to turn in one direction. This mark. Did Hanayome really do this? I don't know for sure, but I think that's a natural assumption. Oh, I guess so. Suddenly it dawns on me. Why does this kid not want to treat the spirit like it's evil? No, maybe it's just Hanayome specifically. But that would be the best. What would? I mean, if Hanayome were really a nice spirit. Yeah, you're right. Her grin at me is relieved. I smile back at her stiffly, the weight in the pit of my stomach. If that's really true, then we can get through this without anyone dying. The problem is that's impossible. I lightly rub my wrist as I watch Suzu smile out of the corner of my eye. Yeah, I really hope so. The thing is, Suzu's already dead. We'd be saving her essentially, wouldn't we? Huh? We're gonna go in the forest? Suzu's understandably terrified. Anyone would be in her shoes. No one wants to go into a dark forest at night, especially a famous suicide spot. We'll be okay so long as we're careful. I don't believe what I said for a minute. It's just something you say at times like these. Yeah, sure. Okay. It's supposed to be west of the gate. I took to the west of the gate again, but there's no sign of a trail. Suddenly, Suzu's face stiffens. What's wrong? It just got cold. I follow their gaze and see a low shadow dashing out from the darkness. Dog? Certainly seems like one. Kicks up the dirt with 4 legs. That thing has a human face. But it looks off somehow. Its fur is long and disheveled, and from certain angles it looks human. The dog stares at us, growling softly. What is it? Are you trying to tell us something? Mom says you're not supposed to talk nice to dogs like that. She says to be firm, like its master. That's how you train them. If you give it attention, the dog will think it has power over you. So ignoring and staying quiet, huh? I guess that's true for humans too. Powerful people tend to ignore others. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. The dog barks loudly, then vanishes into the western underbrush. The moment it's gone, the chill in the air dissipates like it was never there. Was it trying to tell us that we should go that way? Maybe. I shine the flashlight on the spot where the dog disappeared. A now familiar pain shoots through my wrist. A few hours until death. There's probably not much time left. We better hurry. Let's check the bushes over there. I'm going to save. And end the episode here. We'll explore near where Seiko died in the next episode. Till then, this is the Gamer Girl, signing off. Bye bye.